Hey, welcome to day 4 of hips, core, and pelvic floor. Right, today we are going to need blankets, 2 blocks, and a resistance band plus your mat to do the practice. Hey, welcome to day 4 of hips, core, and pelvic floor. Today I'm going to ask you to have 2 blocks, a resistance band, blanket, and a mat for your practice. And we're going to start on all fours, hands and knees, taking a few cat and cow stretches. So as you inhale, extending the spine. As you exhale, flexing the spine. You can inhale, extend. Exhale, cat the back. Inhale, move into the opening of the front line of the body. Exhale, move into the opening of the back line of the body. And then come back to a neutral position. Tuck the toes behind you and move your knees back a little bit. So we did this in day 2, the shoulders coming forward in space. Right, on an inhale, draw the hips back, trying to keep the pelvis and the rib cage in line with one another. As you exhale, come forward. Again, inhale, draw the hips back, so find that hip flexion. Exhale forward, find that engagement of the deep core. Inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back. And exhale forward. Stay forward, take a breath in. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And you can have your knees deeply bent here. We want to make sure we have that hip flexion so that we're looking for the natural curves of the spine in our downward facing dog position. Just like in child's pose, when you're pressing your hands down into the mat, try and push the mat forward in space. Right, root to the big toe mound. As you look to root down to the pinky toe mound. Last breath in here, and last breath out. Release the knees to the ground. Grab your blocks, place them underneath the hands. Step the right foot forward. Again, you can take your blocks to a higher level. Whatever works for the length of your lower leg. Tuck the left toes, straighten out the left leg. So now you're in a low lunge position. And just like on day 3, you're actually going to move the pelvis around the fixed thighs. As you inhale, you're going to try lifting the left side of the pelvis towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to drop that left hip down. Inhale, lift the left side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop the left hip down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. And then bring that left side of the pelvis in line with the right side. Keep the right knee bent. Simply step the left foot forward. Step the right foot back. So you're back in this lunge position. Now it's the right side of the pelvis that wants to lift up as you breathe in. Think about that left knee pulling away from the right hip. And then exhale, drop the right hip down. Inhale, lift the right side of the pelvis up. Exhale, drop the right side of the pelvis down. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, drop it down. One more time. Inhale, draw it up. And then bring the right side of the pelvis fairly level with the left side. You're shifting weight into that left leg. Use your hands here. Use that support. Step the right foot forward. And then from here, come all the way up to stand. Take a breath in here. On an exhale, reach the arms forward, bend the knees, come to a bit of a squatting position. Right, now you made this shape when you're on hands and knees, pushing into that kneeling plank and back into that child's pose. Right, do you have your hip hinge? Right, is your rib cage lined up with the pelvis? And then slowly come to stand. Now if you feel all that work in your quads, just turn the feet out a little bit. And then inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms forward. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. If you find that your knees keep crashing in towards one another, take your resistance band, place it on the thighs. So now you have something to push out into. Inhale, bend the knees. Whoa. Exhale, stand. Changes things. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stand. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stand. All the way up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight up. Inhale, bend, and exhale, stand. Nice. If you put the band on, remove the band. Right. Standing on both feet, simply bend the knees a little bit. Shift the weight into the right leg. Step the left foot back. You're in a high lunge position here. Right. Nice high lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine your back ribs expanding and widening as you reach your arms forward in space. Take another breath in here. And another breath out. Simply step the left foot forward to meet the right. Bend the knees just enough so you can shift the weight and step the right leg back. If you crossed your midline, that tells me that left hip went out on you. So you got to think about engaging that left hip. And then again, don't worry about bending the back knee. Think expansion of the back ribs as you reach the arms forward in space. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Lean forward just enough to step the right foot forward. Inhale here. Bend the knees. Exhale. Fold forward over the legs. Drop the head. You can shake your head out. No. You can swing your body from side to side. And carefully stepping back to downward facing dog. Right? Whether you use the blocks under the hands or not, that is going to be a personal choice. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Release the knees down to the ground. And grab a block for your forehead. Release into child's pose. And breathe in here. And breathe out. You got one more move for you today, or two more moves for you. You're gonna come back to hands and knees, and then shoot your left leg off to the left side. Right, so it's gonna go off the mat about as high as your right knee, and then draw the hips back in space. And then draw the hips forward. So just like when you're doing this on two hands and two knees, right, you're gonna do this, shifting, keeping the pelvis in line with the rib cage. So noticing if you're tucking or overextending in the lower back. Right, the next time you go back, just pause for a few breaths. I like to have my back toes tucked, but you might not like that at all, and that is absolutely fine. And then from here, shift the weight forward. Keep the right hand down and now reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So it's a nice open twist here. And you can even extend that left arm alongside the left cheek, getting more side body opening. Side body opening is huge and important while we're also looking to strengthen the sides of the hips and the pelvis. Release the left hand down, release the left knee down. Take the right leg, shoot the right leg off to the side. Left toes tucked behind you, and then on an exhale, draw the hips back in space, and inhale, come forward. So if your knees are really sensitive to the floor, you can always put that blanket underneath the knees here, right? Better to have that support if it's needed, so you can focus where we're looking to focus in terms of placement of the ribs, placement of the pelvis, and that opening through the inside line of the right leg. Take one more, going back in space. And one more coming forward. And the left hand stays down as you rotate open. Reach that right arm towards the ceiling. And again, you could reach the right arm alongside the right cheek, going for a little more side body opening. Breathing in and breathing out. Release the right hand down. Release the right knee down. And you can come back to a child's pose position to finish your practice. Head down, arms down. Breathing in. Feeling that release of the pelvic floor. That movement of the rib cage. And this concludes your day 4 practice. See you tomorrow.